Hello, welcome to Bad at Board Games. My name's Brad Lake, and I'm bad at board games, so you don't have to be. And today we're going to be doing all the kinds of weird things that we do on this channel, where I just try to keep you entertained and, no idea. We're going to talk about games that I like to play on BGA. These are my top games, I guess I would say, that I'm playing on BGA. So I'm looking at it more from a standpoint of how well does it translate from, the actual table and playing with other people to enjoying it, where you can't see and interact with the other people. There are some games that I've found that I really love in person, but aren't enjoying on here. So these are games that I am enjoying on here, and I thought I'd go over those with you. So I know all of us can't have a game night every week, and it's hard to find people, and you might find this interesting, and you can kind of find out, like, what am I kind of constantly playing, and what do I think translates well to the computer when you're trying to do this stuff. So this is in no particular order. I'm going to kind of go, like, I would say this is probably in reverse order. I'll go with like my number 1 to number 10, because as I'm looking at them, I'm looking at the ones I've played the most and then skipping some ones that I didn't along the way. If you're interested in the ones that I'm just kind of like, let me know that. Comment down below, and I can go over games that I don't find that interesting on BGA personally. And that's including one of my favorite games of all time. So to kick things off, but it's probably my favorite game to play, even though I just get stomped constantly. Barrage, it's just one of my favorite games, but I do enjoy it on here. One of the reasons I like playing Euro games on BGA is because it's harder to get those to the table. They're longer setups, all those kinds of things. So I've enjoyed playing Barrage, and I think if you're wanting to learn the game, I think it's a good place to start. But I think it's easier to play when it's in front of you and you can see how everybody's moving, and you're not having to come back and like, where was I and what was my plan? That's the downsides to playing, turn-based, where you make a turn every few hours. And I would recommend never playing Euro games where you just make one move a day. Those things can take months. So if you're going to sign up for a Euro game on BGA, do like 8 to 24 moves a day, where everybody's just kind of like, they want to play, they're checking their phones, or they're logging in and doing things. So that is a caveat with most of these games. I don't play where it's just one move a day. I did that once, and I was like, oh, this is horrible. Second game I like a lot, and I've played it in person, is Carnegie. I think I've been able to play it enough now that Carnegie's a great Euro game. It is definitely, I don't know where it is in BGA's ranking or whatever, but Carnegie is amazing. It really changes depending on who's playing and the action selections that they're picking, and it can change up pretty quickly, and it forces you to adjust tactics based on what other people are doing, and in a way that I haven't felt in other games. So I think the feeling and how Carnegie plays when it's just your same group versus somebody new coming in, and things may or may not get messed up, is pretty cool. So Carnegie's a game I really enjoy. Gaia Project, I power played that for quite a while, got a little burnt out on it. It was nice to finally be able to play it, because Toph doesn't like it, and being able to find a few people that enjoy Gaia Project. The thing with Gaia Project, I find, and I would say it's probably slipped a little bit in my rankings, because I got a little bit burned out on it. I've played it over 30 sometimes now, but it's still a great game. The difficulty in it becomes like there's so many races, and trying to understand which race you're supposed to pick depending on what objectives are out and how the map's laid out. It gets daunting. So I think the replayability of Gaia Project is immense, because each faction plays differently enough, and then depending on how the round scenarios are, the, you know, turn bonus points that you're going to get, and then the end bonus points that you're going to get at the end of the game. You know, you're going to be vying for different different alien races. So it's just like, whew, it can really like be mind blowing when you start to realize like how vast that game really can be. Acropolis is I find as a filler game. I only play it in real time. I don't play it turn based, and I enjoy that. It's just a tile placing game. I like the fact that it'll count the numbers up for you and you can see the score. It just makes it easier to play. And I haven't played it real, you know, on the table, but I find that like because of all the ways that you'd have to figure out the scoring at the end, I much prefer to play it on BGA, I think, than I would in person, because I think that trying to score it at the end would be a bit of a pain, but that's just me. One of my favorite games of all time, Castles of Burgundy. I think, and this is the older version, you know, they've just come out, and I finally got my Castles of Burgundy. I think I was the last person to get it from Awakened Realms, and I've got a couple of issues with Awakened Realms on my version, and we'll see if they ever reply to me. I'm going to start spamming them in the emails. But Castles of Burgundy, great game, great implementation of it. You can play it at 2, 3, 4 players on BGA, and I enjoy that game. So that's a great intro to Euro games, and if you like Euro games at all or want to dip your toe into it, I would say Castles of Burgundy is a good place to start. I liked playing Nidavellir, or Nidavellir, if I get it right, you know, the dwarves and all that. I enjoy playing that on BGA. Haven't played it much recently, but there was a time I really liked playing that one. Still do. It's reminding me I need to bring that one back up. Arc Nova, I've been playing that on BGA, and I'm enjoying it more playing it now on BGA. And I've got one of our subscribers and somebody else I play with Barrage with. We're kind of like, it's in our rotation of Euro games that we play, and I'm getting a little bit better at it. I still think, you know, for my rating, I'm still going to say it's a 7.5. I don't think it's gone up in the ratings, but I'm appreciating it more. I'm enjoying my plays more. I think it's a good game. You know, I know it's like shot up, you know, it's number in the top 5 BGA of all time. I think it's a good game. And I still stand by the point. I think I enjoy it way better than I enjoy Terraforming Mars. I just feel like that game's a slog. But but I enjoy playing it on Arc Nova. There's a couple of things I wish I could see the tracks a little bit easier. And you have to click and find like, where is that? Depending on if you're on the computer or on your iPad, and always hard to see on your phone. But Arc Nova is a great game to play. Dumb little filler game that I enjoy playing is Can't Stop. Best at Star Trek turned me on to some of these little filler games. And, you know, it's an Eagle Griffin game. You roll dice and you're just trying to move your little disc up to the top of the mountain before somebody else. And I don't recommend playing that turn-based. I recommend playing that in real time, 1 or 2 players, not 4, because it takes too long. But it's a cute little game. Following up with that, and this one turn-based works as well, is 6 Nimmt, or 6 NIMMT, Nimmt, something like that. So that's a fun game. I kind of want to get that for the table and play that, because I think it would kind of be mad fun. But I've only ever played it online, so it's been a fun experience for me playing that game as a filler-ish, you know, not having to think too hard. And then a game that I've found that I really enjoy, and I'm going to be trading for it, is It's a Wonderful World. I enjoy that game. The only caveat I've found with it on BGA is I keep getting the same starting card. So I wish there was a little bit more variety in that, but or maybe you could change your starting card if you keep getting the same one. But I think that's a really nice game and a nice drafting game, and you're just trying to, you know, it's not like super overcomplicated, but it just has enough to keep you entertained. So I've enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to getting my version onto the table. And then I think this will be, I'll kind of wrap this up. Marco Polo 2 is on BGA, and I think that's a great Euro game. I never played Marco Polo 1, but I really, really like that game. I enjoy Euro games with dice action selection. So you roll your dice, and depending on the number you have, you can do different actions. Like Takenu, yeah, back up there is that kind of game. That is a mechanic. If you give me a few dice, roll them. Tiletum was the same way. You get to adjust and move things around, and there's a bit of randomness to it, but then you can like mitigate some of it. Get extra dice. I am a fan of that mechanic. I have found I'm not a fan of area control, but I definitely am a fan of rolling a few dice and using that as action selection. So that's probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 games that I enjoy playing on BGA. If you would like to know some games I have decided I don't enjoy playing on BGA, comment down below. I don't know if it'll be as long, but there's definitely a few I've just kind of didn't feel like it translated well, and so I've just kind of avoided them. So thank you very much for hanging around, and thank you very much for subscribing and commenting, and I enjoy all the back and forth with everybody. And we'll get Toph here as we can. He's in a master's program, bachelor's program. Bachelor's, no. He's in a master's program, and he's thinking about even going for his doctorate. So he's just started that back up, so it's a little bit harder to get him to the table for these videos. But we still try to get together and have a game once a week, and we're going to try to get him to sit here and so we can talk about some games. We may or may not be able to talk about Barcelona, but if he can't today, I will be talking about Barcelona. So look for that video as well. And just remember, no matter how you play, whether it's solo, with family, or friends, enjoy whatever you are bringing to the table. Have a great night. Bye.